Hello again, and it's the 28th February, time for another update. We're a bit of a day late this week, been a lot to do and quite a couple of videos to do as well. It's all taking up a bit of time, got a bit behind. Busy. Hope your collecting is going okay and you're finding what you need to find in your change. Although, I hope you don't find too much of what you need to find in your change, otherwise there won't be anything to buy off us. So this week's videos, I've information that we need to catch up with A to Z 10p's 2018-2019. I've done a separate video for that. All the £2 coins, I've done a separate video for that. Investment, I've done a separate video for that. Gruffalo, I've done a separate video for that. And now I've got to answer the door. That was a delivery. Right, so back to where we was. So there's videos done for all of them. Gruffalo, A to Z, £2. Investment, all got separate videos, so no point going into too much detail and repeating myself in each video. However, that said, some of the information to give you is that it's definite that there's the 2018 10p's A to Z 5.2 million, which is a maximum 200,000 per letter. When you consider that the Kew Gardens was 250,000, it makes every letter 50,000 more rare than the Kew Gardens. 2009 10p's they are bringing out. They're bringing them out now, and we've just been informed by our dealers that they're available, so we've put an order in for 100 sets. Now they are even rarer because they're only making half the amount, so there's 2.1 million for this year for the letters. It's going to make it all confusing and a lot of work, because now every single coin has to be checked instead of just picking out all the pictures that look the same. You've got to check every single date on every single coin so that you don't send somebody the wrong date. Anyway, I digress. So 2.1 million for the 2019 letters. That is a maximum of 100,000 each, which means that they will automatically be 2.5 times rarer than a Kew Gardens. And everybody relates things to a Kew Gardens, so I might as well do the same thing. Now, I'm already having conversations with people going, yeah, but what you're saying about the Gruffalo and these other coins, it hasn't happened to the Snowman. No, it hasn't happened to the Snowman. You know why it hasn't happened to the Snowman? I do. It's not because of any silly reason. It is the general rule of thumb of supply and demand. The market is flooded with them at the moment, and it is flooded with people competing with each other on price. Someone puts a Snowman up for 15 quid, someone else has got one that they bought for cheaper or whatever, and they put theirs up for 14 quid. And on it goes and on it goes and on it goes. It's not going to happen overnight. It never ever happens overnight. That's why I have lots of people saying to me, the Belfast isn't worth 25 quid and the Britannia isn't worth 25 quid. We'll see. It's time that does that. And I recognise that. You look at the mintage figures and you look at the value of where a coin will be. So what the Kew Gardens does, for example, is it tells you where these coins will be later. Now, the Kew Gardens was minted in 2009. So in 2009 and 2010 and 2011, you're probably getting Kew Gardens all over the place in the change. They put 250,000 of them in the change. So they would have been, we would all, without even realising it, I wasn't even had nothing to do with coins then, but I probably had them come in and out of my hands and in and out of my change, and I'm giving them away and spending them for 50p, not knowing that in 10 years' time they're going to be worth £100 each or thereabouts. And that's the key. See, 2009 they were minted. It's now 2019. It's 10 years later, and the coins were £100. 5 years ago, you could still buy them at £17.50. So for 5 years, 5 long years, they held their price low. They weren't expensive. People thought they were expensive at £17.50. But then, over the last 5 years, they've doubled and doubled again. And they've gone from £17.50 to thereabouts 100 quid. Now that is how it works. Anybody saying to me, Ian, it can't be right what you're saying, or you're talking rubbish because it hasn't happened to this coin or it hasn't happened to that coin, the first thing I do is look at the date of that coin. Someone says to me, well, it hasn't happened to the snowman. Well, what's the date of the snowman? 2018-19. What are we in now? 2019. You expecting? Are people really, honestly, expecting coins to multiply to from 10 quid to 100 quid overnight within a couple of months? It does happen, but no. That's not going to happen. If you want the investment, you have to play the long game. So you buy the coins now, you buy the snowman now. In 10 years' time, those snowmen will be fetching £100 each, more than £100 each, because they will be more rarer than the Kew Gardens. So yeah, absolutely. I would put my reputation, money, anything on it. In 10 years' time, snowman, Gruffalo, yes, they will be fetching that kind of money. Tomorrow, next month, no, not by a long shot. Christmas, maybe 30 to 50 quid, but it's going to be a long time before they reach silly money. But at some point in the future, will those coins get sold for £300 or £400 each? Absolutely they will. At some point in the future. At what point? Well, I'm not an oracle. I'm no spiritual person or witch or wizard. I've got no idea when that will be. But I can tell you, you only have to look at the past sometimes to work out the future. So in, let's see, go back to when I was about 20, that would be 35 years ago, nearly 36 years ago. We're in 2019, so that would be around about 86-ish. I remember council house I was living in was offered to us for £7,000. It's now 2019, and that same council house is going to be £200,000 to £250,000. So it's all relative, and that's how it works. You don't. The house is an investment, but you don't pay out £7,000 and expect within a few months to double your money. By Christmas, I'm going to allow it £7,000. By Christmas, I want to double my money. You know, it doesn't work that way, and people probably understand things like houses more than they do coins or value art or whatever. You know, you understand the houses because you live in one. You know that you cannot buy your house today for a certain price and sell it in 6 months for double that price. You know that can't happen as much as you want it to. But what you also know is, if you buy that house now for cash, in 10 years' time, it's going to be worth 10 times the money. Obviously, having it on a 10 or 25-year mortgage doesn't help. But with coins, you don't need to have it on a 25-year mortgage. You just buy the coin cash. Then in that time, it will be worth that money. So you buy the coins now, and in 10 years' time, 5-10 years' time, they will start going up through the roof. But to treble your money, treble your money, you buy them now, you sell them in a year's time, you'll treble your money probably. So I hope that sort of helps a little bit explain all of that, because it's a really important thing that people keep coming back to me again and again saying the same thing. And you know, you've got to think about what is happening, what's happened in the past, what's happening now, and what is likely to happen in the future. It's logical. Just like if you go out in the garden and you see a load of black, grey clouds low coming over, it's logical to assume it's going to rain. You can't guarantee it's going to rain, but you take one look at the sky and you take a £20 note out your pocket and go, but I'm confident enough at what I'm looking at that it's going to rain. You know, there's no guarantees in life, but you can look at things and work out what's going to happen. That's all they do with stocks and shares. Why can't we do the same things with coins? That's all I do with coins. I look at coins the same way as the Americans or stocks and shares people will look at pork bellies and things like that on the shares in the stock market. I look at coins the same way, and it is no different. You don't buy shares expecting them to double their money tomorrow. but you do make the investment knowing or believing that that one is going to increase. And it's the same thing with the coins. Now it's the same with the A to Z letters, in my opinion. And I'm glad I did the other videos because it gives me more time to sort of elaborate on this video. I'm not, well, in one way I am saying to people, yeah, go out and buy these coins and invest in them and put them in the back of your wardrobe, but I'm not forcing anybody to do it. This is just my opinion and advice based on 5 years and trying to help you understand and know what we know. Because that's how we make our money, pretty much by trying to work out what it is that people are going to buy and making sure that we get hold of what it is that people want. Now, the letters is exactly the same. At the moment, eBay and Amazon are flooded with them. So it's very easy to go, you can buy them for a couple of quid. They're never going to be 20 quid each. Never. They're never going to be 20 quid each. You can buy them for like £2.50, £3.50, whatever, kind of quid. And that's quite true, you can. Because the market is flooded. Because there's 5.2 million 2018 10p's going straight up into the marketplace. Now, yes, you've got all these people hoarding and hiding them and getting hold of them and one thing and another, but they're still going out there. I mean, they are out in the change, you know. Not much, but they're out there, and they're starting to get mixed about whatever's left in the system. So the marketplace is awash with them because people all over the country are finding one here, one there, one there, one there, and they're putting it up and they're selling it, and they're getting a couple of quids for it. Lovely. And when you get 2 quid for it, you're getting 20 times your money. Lovely. That was John, playing silly buggers. So, just because he had his treatment yesterday, he's all like that now. So, now he's made me lose my train of thought. Not bad. Well, so it is the same with the A to Zs, in that there is only X amount of each letter made. So once all the dust settles, 5 to 10 years, those letters will be fetching £5, £10, £20 each. More. They might even fetch £50 each. Because by that time, all the people, all you lot, you'll have got yours, so you won't need them. And all the people that are buying them now, they've got theirs, so they won't need them. But in 5 to 10 years' time, the people that want them then, they ain't going to be able to get them because they ain't going to be able to get them for a couple of quid. They're going to be paying £10, £20, £50 each for them. And this needs factoring in if you're going to look at putting something by for a rainy day and putting something by to maybe for your pension or investment for your old age or investment for your grandchildren or whatever. You know, at the moment, the 13 coins that I've mentioned, 5 RAFs, Armistice, Frankenstein, Cook, Gruffalo, Brexit, if Brexit is not being released, Stephen Hawkins, if that's, we don't know about that one yet. And what was the other one? Snowman, which hasn't been released. So all of those coins are worth getting hold of as much as you can and putting them in a wardrobe. And because in 10 or 20 years' time for your grandchildren, they're going to be worth a lot of money. Or if you're putting them away for yourself for an investment for your pension, then they'll be worth money then. But don't expect to go out and buy A to Z 10p's and sell them next week for 5 times your money, because that's not going to happen. Not yet, anyway. But it will happen if you just buy it and put it away. I'm also buying, so anybody that's got spare A to Zs, even though I'm telling you what they're going to be worth in the future, I'll still buy them at the moment now 80p each, and I'll add the money to your rewards account. So if you've got a bag and you want to offload them, I'll have them. Alright, that's it for this week's update. Thanks very much. Watch all the videos and you'll get all the information that you need. Other than that, we'll see you next week, and again, we've got all of those BU £2 coins on the site, packaged, Royal Mint, proper packaging, at the moment for about £12.95 each. They will go up in price. Expect to see double the prices, i.e. a different listing with a more expensive price, because when we put the price up, we put a listing on eBay, and then that listing is copied over onto our site, so that will appear on our site alongside the advance order listings, which will be there for a little while longer for you to upgrade your order to a bunce, whether that be A to Z set or £2 coins or whatever. And that's it. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. See you next week.